members of the staff and management of Salem Media of Hawaii. To ThinkTech Wednesday.
I'm Jay Fidell. This is ThinkTech. We're happy to be back. We're live. We're here on ThinkTech Energy Wednesday. We call that Hawaii, the state of clean energy. And my co-host, Sharon Moriwaki, is not around. Neither is Ray Starling, but we're going to make this show anyway. We're going to do it anyway. Okay, and we're going to talk about careers in energy today with Honolulu Community College Chancellor Erika Lacro and Rose Samajit of Pacific Center for Advanced Technology and Training. And we're going to learn about how to make a career in energy. And right now at the table, we have somebody who has ultimately made a career in energy. That's Darren Pai. Used to be on TV. He's so comfortable, Darren. And now he is the Senior Communications Officer for Hawaiian Electric Company. Welcome to the program, Darren.
Thanks very much for having me, Jay. Appreciate the time.
We appreciate you coming down. We want to talk about your press release that was issued, only today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, sorry. To me, it's one long continuum, day by day.
Exactly. It's all aboard.
About the downtown power plant, which we've been all looking at every time we go down Bishop Street at the end of Bishop. There it is, and now there's news about it. What is the news?
Well, you're right. Honolulu Power Plant has been a fixture in downtown Honolulu since 1954. And but we've announced a deactivation date for our Honolulu Power Plant. It's going to be deactivated on January 31st, 2014. It's had a long record of service of helping to meet the energy needs of our island and downtown Honolulu in particular. But the tremendous growth we've seen in clean energy combined with decreased demand for electrical power on the island and has made it possible that we can look at deactivating and maybe ultimately retiring some of our older, less efficient oil-fired units. Honolulu Power Plant is just one. We have plans to deactivate and retire units on Hawaii Island and on Maui as well.
So this is an important kind of a thing, although that one power plant is not a critical power plant. If I'm wrong, tell me, but the whole thing is it's learning how to do it. It's finding a path to follow in terms of retiring these old oil-fired power plants.
Yeah, well, what we're going to do is, when we say deactivate a unit, what that means is it's taken out of regular service. So it's not going to run on a daily basis anymore to help meet our customers' energy needs. But what we're going to do is place it in a kind of standby status, and so that it can be reactivated in case we ever have some type of emergency or we need additional generation to help meet our customers' energy needs. A good example is what happened in Japan. They had an extensive oil-fired generating fleet, but they gradually shifted over to nuclear power. But we saw 2 years ago there was a devastating tsunami and they couldn't use that nuclear fleet anymore. But they were able to reactivate all of these older oil-fired units and they were brought back into service. So we sent our engineers over to Japan to learn what they did so we can prepare for what we're going to do here at Honolulu Power Plant.
Well, that's great. So what did they learn? I mean, what kinds of things? I'm not asking for a detailed checklist, but what kinds of things?
There is a pretty detailed, extensive, very technical checklist, and I'm not an engineer and I don't play one on TV, but there's a lot involved in making sure that you can take this piece of machinery that's tons of steel and other components and have it just sitting there in a standby status and getting it ready. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of technical work and preparation that has to be done so you can turn it back on when you need it. And it's also not a straightforward process to turn it back on. It really kind of depends on the nature of the emergency, what kind of damage there is. If there's a hurricane or a tsunami, if you've got poles down because a hurricane hit the island, it doesn't help you to turn a power plant back on because there's nowhere to send the power. We kind of have to look at the whole solution, but definitely having generation available is a critical part of that equation.
It's an element that could help, though. I mean, it's a reinforcement. It's a security measure for energy security that you have this available.
Absolutely, but the most important thing though is that this is really a significant step in reducing our dependence on imported oil. I mean, it's a sign that we've got just tremendous growth in renewable energy. We've seen it everywhere. Wind farms, there's more than 23,000 photovoltaic systems installed across Oahu. We've got our biofuel generating station at Campbell Industrial Park, and obviously geothermal and a lot of other resources on the neighbor islands. So there's been tremendous progress made, which allows us to take this step.
Yeah, it signifies all kinds of other dynamics happening, including the dynamic of dealing with increasing, photovoltaic, increasing wind, whatever it may be in the renewable department. And we want to hear more from you about that. I hope you can come back and tell us, the steps to follow on how this transformation is taking place. Because this is only one shoe, there's other shoes.
There's a lot of parts to the energy picture. This is just one of them, and we'd be happy to come back at some other time.
Thank you, Darren. Is there going to be a party or something? How will I be able to tell that the plant has been deactivated on Bishop Street?
We haven't finalized the plans for it, but we'll definitely have something on January 31st. It's been a big part of our electric system, and it's been a fixture in downtown Honolulu for a long time. So we'll make sure that we give it a proper goodbye.
This is a historic moment. No kidding.
It is.
Thank you, Darren.
Thank you, Jay.
Darren Pai, Senior Communications Officer for Hawaiian Electric Company, visiting us here on Energy Wednesday, Hawaii, the state of clean energy. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to switch. Can we switch with you?
All right.
We're going to switch to our next opening. Ladies, I hope you don't mind. We got one more opening gambit.
One more.
Thank you.
All right.
One more. Okay, we have Derek Sonoda from Hawaiian Energy, and he's going to tell us about the negawatt moment, because every Wednesday, as the world should know by now, we have a moment to contemplate negawatts, and that means energy efficiency, and Derek is an expert in such things. So Derek, give us a handle on what's going on. What new and creative programs have you designed this week that you want to tell the people about?
Well, today I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing with the university system, both from the scholastic point of view as well as with the students. Our very first thing that we're doing this program year is going to be, you've heard a little bit about our BOC training, or our Builders Operator Certification. That's going to happen really soon in the Maui campus on the SLIM program. They're going to be launching, I believe, at the end of this week, their very first class. And they're super excited. So we're funding a lot of the students' enrollment costs. And this time we've got like 20 extremely qualified people. This training is not just for engineers or students. This one is for the people who operate the big equipment. So let's say you're like from this building, a tall office building. You got the position in the maintenance office just because you were doing custodial work, or you may have been landscaping and you progressed in there. No training, no anything else, but you're happy to be there because you're a good worker. So this training is for them, to get them educated with the words for the energy language, to understand what the meters are really saying from a technical point of view, and step them through the process with real world experts who have done this for a living. So that training starts in Maui this week, and that goes for I think 9 workshops, and then they will receive a certificate for this. So we've got even people from Lanai. So we're excited about that. There are going to be 4 people from Lanai, and I recognize a few of the names. They're born and raised from Lanai, and I've never seen them have that ability to come out for training. So they're going to actually do something with teleconferencing with the Lanai U8 site, and bridging that over to the Maui site. So that's going to be great. We're excited about all of those.
Who's training? Who's actually doing? Are you doing the training?
No, actually, we've got some people who actually work at facilities coming in. I think for the Maui one, there are probably 4 or 5 different instructors that are coming out, and this is going to be like a whole day on a Saturday, for consecutive Saturdays until the end of December, and they will get this exposure. Sometimes they may go on field trips through the campus, or they may visit a site like a resort. So this is something that we've been missing. Training the people who after hours are left to watch the equipment so they can make some informed decisions, but now they can participate in the energy conversation for help managing, and they can say, why don't we do it this way? And they can actually have that conversation. So that's what we're excited about. The next one is going to be on here. It's going to be at the University of Hawaii Manoa Outreach College. And this is something that Paulette came on your show a few seasons back, or a few shows back.
Yeah.
And she spoke about that. So we have some opportunity there.
I hope you'll tell us exactly when and where.
Oh,
because
I'm so
we
glad you
may want to
asked.
go down there and maybe videotape it so everyone
that
can
would
see
be
what
great.
that's like. Yeah.
The first one begins October 19th. And that's going to be happening, and the whole thing is called, that particular class is Measuring and Benchmarking Energy Performance. So you have the building, and there's a lot of buildings out there. They operate, but they have no idea if they're operating well. So this has them teach a course on what to look at. What readings actually mean something that you can compare it to another facility. So not only are they going to have education, but they're going to meet other people from other operations, and they can interact and they can see
The
it.
old salts.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be that iron sharpens iron kind of deal.
Yeah.
But this is going to be from a viewpoint of a non-engineer. This is going to be the hands-on guys who actually turn the wrenches when things break down.
Suppose I'm really young, okay?
Yeah,
And I'm not an
younger.
younger even than me,
Younger?
even if that's possible. And I'm not an old salt at all, and I just want to know about this. Can I come down and watch?
I'm sure you just call them up. I'm going to give you a telephone number and a contact. So Paulette, forgive me, I'm going to give you a number over here. So Paulette's number, she's great, she's wonderful, she's all excited about this. You're going to call at 956-8400. If you're interested in the class, you want a little bit more knowledge about what's going on, or you can go to outreach.hawaii.edu/BOC. And you can see all the information. So what Hawaiian Energy doing is here is we are subsidizing the cost to take these classes. These classes cost like $1,600. We are going to be subsidizing $1,200 for you to get this course, and you'll get your certificate afterwards.
That's better than HMSA.
That is really
Thank
a
you,
great
Derek.
deal. It's a really great opportunity to, and we need to fill this class. So we have, I think, for this class, some great people already signed up, and more people signing up every day. But if you are a facilities person, if you are a building management, and you have some team that can do this, please go to this website, check it all out, and send your people that you know are strong workers, but they have no formal training.
Derek
This will be the
Sonoda, Hawaii Energy.
Thank you.
Telling it like it is in the nanowatt moment here on Hawaii, the state of clean energy at ThinkTech on Energy Wednesdays. Thank you so much. We're going to take a short break right now. We'll be right back. We're going to talk to our ladies, HCC Chancellor Erika Lacro and Rose Samajit of the Pacific Center for Advanced Technology and Training. We'll be right back after this break.
We want to thank our underwriters.
Hawaiian Electric Company and its affiliates Maui Electric on Maui and Hawaii Electric Light Company on Hawaii Island are deeply committed to the communities they serve.
Galen Ho is a senior executive of BAE Systems, a global defense, security, and aerospace company.
The High Tech Development Corporation, the state's leading technology agency, attached to the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism.
Castle and Cook Hawaii, with a time-honored legacy that spans more than 160 years and revolves around its mission of investing in Hawaii, creating communities, and providing for the needs of our state.
Hawaii Gas, formerly the Gas Company, a proponent of the Liquefied Natural Gas Initiative, helping Hawaii achieve its transition to clean energy and a better energy future.
Collateral Analytics, a Hawaii-based tech company empowering the real estate industry with greater and faster access to the tools and data they need to make better informed property investment decisions.
I'm Nicole Horry. Thanks so much for joining us on ThinkTech.
I'm Maria Kashem. See you next time.
Hi, thank you for tuning in. My name is Attila Saras, and I'm the host for ThinkTech Fridays. Join us online 24/7, 365 days a year at thinktechhawaii.com. We're talking about things that matter to Hawaii and around the world. My name again is Attila Saras, and I'm the host for ThinkTech Fridays. Mahalo.
Hi, I'm Donna Blanchard. I'm the host of the Arts in Hawaii on the ThinkTech series. I'm also the managing director of Kumukuhua Theater in beautiful downtown Honolulu at 46 Merchant Street. Right now we have an incredible show running called Will the Real Charlie Chan Please Stand Up? The Charlie Chan was based on a real-life detective right here in Chinatown, and Nancy P. Moss has written a wonderful script that Reiko Ho has done an excellent job of directing. It's running at Kumukuhua until September 22nd. You can find more information at kumukuhua.org. I hope to see you there. Aloha.
Hi, this is Jay Fidell of ThinkTech. You know, we have some great shows during the business week. We broadcast 2 or 3 times every afternoon between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. I just want to mention also that we have a new show. This is The Arts of Life with Willow Chang. Check it out at 2 to 3 p.m. every Friday. Aloha. This is Jay Fidell.
Aloha, I'm Hong Jiang at ThinkTech. I'm a host for Asia in Review on Tuesday afternoon between 4 to 5 p.m. At our programs, we learn about what's happening in Asia and why it is important for you to know about it. So I'm Hong Jiang, and I'll see you there.
We're back, we're live, we're ThinkTech here on Energy Wednesday, Hawaii, the state of energy. And we've asked Derek Sonoda to stay back and to be included in the kibitz here. And the kibitz is primarily about careers in energy, where Honolulu Community College Chancellor Erika Lacro and Rose Samajit of Pacific Center for Advanced Technology and Training, which is at HCC, right?
Headquartered at HCC.
So say hello, you guys, and tell the people who you are.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm Rosemary Samajit. I'm the Interim Director for the Pacific Center for Advanced Technology Training. We're headquartered at Honolulu Community College, and we are a consortium of all of the community colleges within the UH system, and we focus on advanced technology training.
Okay.
Good
Erika?
afternoon. My name is Erika Lacro. I'm the Chancellor for Honolulu Community College, and I'm also the Principal Investigator for the $25 million Department of Labor grant that Hawaii received, and we received it as a consortium as well. So the model that PCAT works off of, where there's a hub and then resources go out to all the community colleges, so we're sharing and training and the things that we're learning and all the different resources that we're gaining that way.
You threw the word PCAT in, and I wonder if you could help us with that.
Well, PCAT is actually what Rose heads, so that's a
Oh, that's,
Yeah,
okay,
Pacific
Center for Advanced Technology and
Training.
PCAT, of course, now you know. Okay, so, what is it? $25 million grant, it's hard to count that. That's a lot of money, and that helps, because the university, and you are part of the university, is always looking for grants, and that's sort of a metric of how well it's doing in the world. How do you get a $25 million grant? Do you just make a call? What happens?
Well, you work pretty hard at it. There was a team when the call for proposals came out. A team of all the campuses got together and started writing on what we thought the upcoming training would need to be for the state and how we could build that short-term training, like Derek talked about earlier, into more long-term degree paths for students. And so in that, we identified the governor's Hawaii New Day, and we focused on the areas that they were focusing on, which was agriculture, energy, and healthcare. So that has helped us kind of identify the areas that we want to move forward with.
Okay, and so how are you going to spend the $25 million? I mean, as principal investigator, you have to be thinking about that day and night.
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, it's built into personnel, supply money. We've got a lot of curriculum development to do, and I think that's probably the most important. As Derek talked about rolling out these new courses, we need to do this in all the areas of the new renewable energy that we're looking at using, whether it be the wind turbines or solar or smart grid. There's just so many different aspects that you need experts to come in, help us build a curriculum so we have it right, working with partners such as Department of Labor to try and get into their data systems and find out what are the jobs that are going to be coming up that we should start training for now. So moving from being a reactive training source. So, okay, all of a sudden we have all these jobs in nursing. What do we do? Okay, we'll go and train a bunch of nurses. What we want to know is, in the outcoming years, what are those major areas that we're going to see growth in? And let's train the folks now, so by the time they get done with our training programs, boom, there's jobs for them. So that's a really big
so
part.
important. You
Yes.
know, you actually size up the market before it changes, and you figure out where it's going to go, and then you tailor your courses to
Right.
where you think it's going to go. That's so important, and that way that you have a most efficient system. Right?
Absolutely.
You're into efficiency, so this
Absolutely.
is something you would like.
And I have a newfound appreciation for what the university system has to go through for the planning and putting these courses together and the amount of research. It's amazing what they do. So,
Well, I have to ask you a question about this. I mean, this is important that you got this grant. It's important you're doing this program. It's important that you're scientifically figuring out, what courses you should be offering for a dynamic area, for a moving target, as you will. But, there are these things called MOOCs. We know about MOOCs, right? Everybody in higher education knows about MOOCs. Do MOOCs? MOOCs is a massive online open course. Thank you. Almost forgot. MOOCs would be helpful here on the technical side, wouldn't it? Or is that not helpful? I mean, MOOCs are made at some of the best schools in the country. They can be very technical, very challenging. Something like 95% of the people who start MOOCs don't finish them. They're very challenging. But would it be helpful to have MOOCs in an area like this?
What this grant is enabling us to do is really focus in on the support services that students need at the individual level, and be much more in your face about finishing than just letting you enroll and we walk away and say, well, good luck to you, right? So we've got coaches that are coaches that have worked with organizations, colleges like Stanford, I think they were at, where they're actually based on the mainland. So we're trying to contract with them through the grant as well, where we have a cohort of students that don't get the coaching, a cohort that do get the coaching, and we can really see the results. But it's these groups of folks that just need help. Their parents didn't go to college, their parents didn't look for outside training.
This is their
So
big
it's a
entry
new
point, yeah.
world.
Yeah.
And applying for financial aid, what does that mean? So those services to help them get to that point. So with the non-credit training that we've got through the grant, we hope to push them further into degree paths along the way.
Yeah, and just yesterday, just one day ago, Chancellor Tom Apple was here sitting in this very chair, Erika, your chair. And one of the points he made that stuck in my mind, I told you, was that he felt that the community college system was actually more personal because it offered this kind of service, that it helped people on a personal level. You don't find the same kind of counseling possibilities. There are counseling possibilities at Manoa, but it's not at the same personal level.
Right, we're smaller, so there is a benefit, to being smaller and having smaller class sizes. But the technical part that goes on in this type of training with the hands-on activities and getting them into the work environment, you can't do that in that large open source environment.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, that answers my question, yeah.
May I add
Rose?
that with respect to the personal touch that you get, one of the components of the grant is to provide academic coaching. So for folks, they could have other life problems, not just academia. I'm losing my financial aid, or I have to worry about a babysitter, or just all sorts of things. And so this academic coaching component is to help talk the student off the ledge. Don't quit. You're right where you need to be. We're here to help you. We're here to hold your hand. We're here to help you make it through. So the point is the success of the student.
Yeah. How do you know that the student is on the ledge? And how do you intervene at the right moment and not too late after he's jumped into the street, so to speak?
I believe that academic coaches keep in touch with them on a weekly basis. They do so by email, and I believe they also have regular phone contact. And in fact, earlier this month, they had an in-person, that's where they brought them. We contracted a mainland company to do this, but we brought them on site to talk to them one-on-one.
So these courses that you're designing, I guess you're getting plenty of input from the likes of Derek Sonoda and and the industry in general, and some of the national companies that are making equipment that needs to be understood. But I remember, I guess it was an email recently from Marco Mangelsdorf. You know him.
Yeah.
He's a solar guy, and
Yes, solar.
and he's a very actively studies the energy market here, and he's teaching a course, and I'm not sure if there's a community college in Hilo, must be, or The Hilo campus, I guess.
You're right, it very well could be. Because the curriculum that we've spent a year developing now, we're pushing out to the other community colleges. So the recipients will be statewide, not just focused at Honolulu CC. We've got, for the campuses are taking different leads. So my campus is more fit to deal with the energy aspects. Windward is more fit to deal with the agriculture aspects. So they've got a lead there that's developing curriculum in ag. And then healthcare, of course, resides with Kapiolani on our island as the lead for that. But healthcare is also on Maui and Kauai. And the Big Island, and so they push out these certificates to them as well. Once we get them developed, we get the industry to say, yes, this is what we need, and then we go and we deliver them.
Well, the thing I was curious about was this. What he told me was that he was teaching a course called Politics in Energy, or Energy in Politics, which I find very interesting because, you want to connect all these sustainability type training programs together. It also connects with politics. You can't really get through without having some political sophistication. And I wonder if your coursework that you're developing, you guys, also includes that kind of thing, because that's not strictly technical.
Right, that's more to me at the leadership level. Where you need to be involved in policy decision making. So that's probably not part of this grant.
Okay, but we can talk later.
Yep.
Okay.
It doesn't occur necessarily in the class, but it does occur with the policy planning work group, where the group that provides feedback and insight into what's happening in the industry.
So that's something that, Hawaiian Energy has a little bit more than just this year, where we have two programs, one in Molokai and one that's just starting up now, right off here at Village. We're hiring some interns. We're getting some interns. There'll be 5 interns coming out from the north side, and we have, I think, 9 interns on the north end. So we have the university students going to come in. We have a partner for one of them is going to be Kind Hawaii. So we're taking these students, teaching them some real-world business things.
Got to do that.
How to do emails, how to do all these things,
Got to do that.
how to dress when you're... Students need to be told that you can't wear shorts.
They tell you how to take breaks over there.
They do that everything.
Okay, I'm going to tell you now how to take breaks.
But the
You
interns are
hear the music playing.
Oh, you hear the music
And
playing.
then you take a break.
Okay.
This
We
is,
take a break.
this is KGU. This is ThinkTech on KGU. ThinkTech on Energy Wednesday. And we're talking about careers in energy with Honolulu Community College Chancellor Erika Lacro and Rose Samajit of PCAT. See, I got it. And also Derek Sonoda of Hawaiian Energy. We'll be right back after this break. Aloha, this is Jay Fidell. ThinkTech and the Hawaii Venture Capital Association put on monthly luncheon panel programs at the Plaza Club here in Pioneer Plaza. Our program this time is on September 26th. It's called Solar in Hawaii. We're going to examine the solar industry and see what's in it for the long haul. We have a great panel, great moderator. We'll be sending out email on this. If you want to be in our email list to receive the details, check out thinktechhawaii.com. In any event, you can sign up for the program at hvca.org. Thanks. See you there. This is Jay Fidell. Mahalo.
I'm David Day, the host of Asia in Review. This is a ThinkTech program in which we take the issues of the Asia-Pacific region, whether they be in business, in foreign policy, in national security, or geopolitics. And we take those issues and we try to probe down in some real depth. Maybe it's not always politically correct, but we get to the truth. We do things that the regular media can't do. And the reason that we can do those things is because we here at ThinkTech have the contacts, we have the network, and we can take the time and explore the issues in depth. Tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. here at ThinkTech Hawaii.
Hi, I'm Donna Blanchard. I'm the host of the Arts in Hawaii on the ThinkTech series. And next week my guest will be Tim Bostock of Bostock Productions and Kahilu Theater on the Big Island. Please join us Wednesday at 2 o'clock. We'll see you then. Aloha.
Hi, this is Jay Fidell of ThinkTech. We have, 2 or 3 shows every afternoon during the business week that we stream live on Ustream, and we stream audio on Spreaker.com. Check it out. You can see the schedule on ThinkTechHawaii.com. One of the shows you should definitely see is Asia in Review. We do Asia in Review with David Day every Thursday afternoon between 4 and 5 p.m. Check it out on ThinkTechHawaii.com. Aloha, this is Jay Fidell.
Aloha, I'm Sharon Moriwaki with the Hawaii Energy Policy Forum. Please join Jay Fidell and me every Wednesday, 4 o'clock p.m. on Energy Wednesday. See you then. Aloha, I'm Sharon.
Aloha, I'm Hong Jiang at ThinkTech. I'm a host for Asia in Review on Tuesday afternoon between 4 to 5 p.m. At our programs, we learn about what's happening in Asia and why it is important for you to know about it. So I'm Hong Jiang, and I'll see you there.
Thank you, Jack Waters. Thank you, Leah Rodriguez. This is ThinkTech coming back to you on Energy Wednesday, Hawaii, the state of clean energy. And we have today a discussion of careers in energy. I want to get to that in the detail of it with Hawaii Community College Chancellor Erika Lacro and Rose Samajit of Pacific Center for Advanced Technology and Training, known to its friends as PCAT. Known to everybody as PCAT. So, what kind of courses are in the program starting right now?
So, depending on what you want to do and what your goals are, and that's why the wraparound services are so important. We need to find out what is it that you're really aiming for long term.
You're going to talk to me in advance.
Yes, and it will hopefully we'll be able to get you involved in coaching and things of that nature, but also determining whether or not you're really ready for the workforce. So we've got an ICANN program that wraps in the basic math and English, because we're finding a lot of folks coming in our front door are not college ready. You know, they're not ready to do this. So they can do that sort of certificate, but if they're ready, they can also go in and do a short-term training in hydraulics for the EV vehicles.
Yeah.
We can look at smart grid intelligent training, different things in carpentry. So it's a huge broad range of things.
You're trying to fill the pukas in the knowledge base out there in the working community.
Right.
Because these areas are in large part unknown to the workforce, right?
It's areas that we're bringing in an industry and saying we're really missing a piece here, or we're lacking just the skills of, you know, the community to be able to bring people in, or my employees don't have this training and we've got to move in this direction. Help us.
So, as an example, you mentioned smart grid. Well, that's not part of this Department of Labor grant that we've been talking about. It is actually a part of a separate Department of Energy grant, much smaller, mind you, but quite exciting in the sense that we're really looking at jobs that may be coming out 5-10 years from now, but we're preparing for it now, because if you look at our grid right now, so to speak, it's going to age, obviously, and it has to modernize.
Well, like there's the story with Darren Pai a little while ago. It's in transition.
And as we move towards that, we need to develop a workforce or train a workforce that will be able to go hand in hand, to go step in step by to mature in hand. And so that particular grant, we call it Smart Grid for short, but you know, I guess the industry is calling intelligent energy systems. It's really the automation of the utilities work. And we've been working with HECO locally, and we've also been working with industry vendors to see what sort of, because the technology is a moving target, we've been working with the vendors to say, hey, what are these guys using now? And so they're showing us, well, you know, there's no particular technology that's set, but we'll give you a lay of the land, and you can give your students a lay of the land to say, you know what, no matter what happens, they've seen a breadth of the equipment and they'll understand the underlying concept.
Yeah, so it's not so much that they know the latest and greatest technology out there in the field, because that may happen after they graduate, but
correct,
they'll have, or get the certificate as the case may be, but they'll have kind of a basic understanding of how this is all evolving, and so it won't be that hard for them to understand the technology that's coming down the pike.
Yeah, so this really is an example of advanced technology, of conducting training or developing training before its time. So like I said, we've been working with the utility, and we actually intend to do the pilot training, so to speak, with the utility, so that we'll get the incumbent workers up to speed. So as they modernize their system, these guys are coming up. And then as as these guys are trained, it naturally goes into a degree granting program where we can say, hey, this is open for everyone coming through the pipe.
So this is really cutting it out of whole cloth. You're inventing something here.
Yes.
And I guess the question is, you can figure out the courses based on what industry is telling you, and what the technology, existing technology, and the evolution of that. But the marketplace, is the marketplace ready to hire these graduates, or are they going to be ahead of the marketplace? Yeah?
Like
I always
said,
ask questions like this. Yeah?
Like
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. This is exactly what we were finding, because as we were developing the curriculum, we had the hardest time finding skilled experts, because someone was an expert in this and this and this, and they were all specialists, but we needed someone to know all of that. And so really, we're looking at tomorrow's technicians to be well-versed in quite a number of disciplines. But anyway, as far as your question regarding, are there going to be jobs for them? That's why we're working with the utility, the folks that have the need for the job now, and we're training them, and to make sure, hey, is this really what you need?
It works by definition, because you're asking the utility or whoever it is you're talking to the jobs they need to fill. And then you create the programs to train the people to fill the jobs, so that by definition works just swell.
Self-licking ice cream.
Self-licking ice cream. Oh.
You heard it here on ThinkTech.
Oh no, it's not my word. But
That's a deep concept.
you know, the other interesting thing about this is that as we've been working with them, so you know, when the power outage does occur on the island, you think, well, hey, shouldn't that go up very quickly? And there have been some instances where it didn't go up. But what's interesting is that the technology was there to repair it very quickly, but because the staff had not been trained in that technology yet, they trusted their old school ways of testing this manually. So maybe we have this curriculum, but we need to go back and say, hey, you can trust the new stuff. So it's not just training in the content, it's training to trust the new stuff.
And you're not only training the fresh arrivals, new students, you're training people who have been around too, right?
Yes.
And bringing them current. I mean, I think it's outreach. It's really important.
Right. You don't want to throw away the old. You want to say, let's retrain the existing folks and make sure that they're the best ones to be in there, because they already have the background. We just need to retrain them in the modern systems.
Okay, so let's talk about the structure of coming into this, going through it, and getting a certificate or a degree and all that. How do you join the program? In case there's somebody out there who wants to have a career in energy, okay? I mean, I know you have other programs, of course, but a career in energy, how does he get into this program, or she? No reason why I can't be a woman,
Exactly.
I didn't think you would disagree with me. And what does it cost? Where are the classes? I mean, give me the channel how that works.
You want to talk about non-credit?
Please, no,
So there's a number of different entry points. So probably the most comprehensive to learn about what's being offered would be through our website, where we list everything.
Which is?
You can go to honolulu.hawaii.edu for the main college, right?
Okay.
And then within there's a C3T link, or you can go to hawaii.edu/C3T, and that's going to take you to a site that lists all the courses we're offering through this grant. But if you want to participate in the grant, one of the really good ways to do it is go to your local one-stop center, and they're going to help you with that pathway in. And there may be funding mechanisms like you talked about earlier, Derek, in that you're subsidizing. So we're working with the Department of Labor and all of their partners, such as Goodwill Industries, those folks that need to retool, need to find a new job, and help them get in the front door.
So is that also a need that you're looking for, additional funding sources?
Yes, I mean, because it costs money to deliver the class, right? We were able to develop it, but to deliver it still there's a cost associated with it. So the more and more partnerships we can get going, such as the one you talked about, very similar to what we're doing with the Department of Labor partners, that helps the students get subsidized as they
So as you go forward and you find more partners, and more of the industry is willing to step up and support you on these programs, the cheaper it'll be, am I right, for the students coming in?
If we can work those types of arrangements, yes. But if you're going into a credit program, all the colleges have great financial aid offices that can help figure out how to get your funding in line. Our college alone has given away over $2 million in
financial aid.
And it's there.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great.
So what is it going to cost me though in American money? I'm planning now. I'm planning to come down. I'm going to see you. I'm going to go to the website right now. I'm going to see you this week. I'm going to sign up. What's it going to cost me?
What are your non-credit? They're really running because they're so very different. We may have you working on one of the new hybrid vehicles, or we may have you working on solar panel installation.
Okay.
There's a huge difference.
Which is more expensive.
We don't want to misquote, so really the website is the right place to
Okay.
go.
Well, give me a rough idea. Is it more than a bread box?
Well, for our credit courses, they're about $100 a credit. So if you're taking a full load with us, you're doing 12 credits. If you're just doing a one-shot course, you have $300.
Okay. And you invite both?
Oh, yes.
Doesn't matter. Just want to educate people.
Right. We want to get you in the multiple pathways we can and funnel you into earning a certificate or a degree. That's the goal.
And classes are on Kapi'olani Boulevard?
We're on Dillingham.
Dillingham, sorry.
The courses are also being delivered. Some of them, the workforce readiness course is actually being delivered at the local one-stops. So at a one-stop center.
What's a one-stop? You mentioned that before.
The one-stops are funded by the Department of Labor, City and County. I could be wrong in that, but in partnering with them, we're able to have people walking in the front door that have been displaced, need to be retooled, want to enter a new industry. They come in and they get the resources to say, here are the job banks that are open now, here are the educational opportunities, and by the way, there's some funding here that we can help provide you if you want to go on this track. But because the grant focuses so specifically on these three areas, and they're so incredibly different, and the industry partners are different, then you see the different relationships, evolving.
Well, when we get back from this break, Erika, I'd like to ask you, what happens if I want the biggest, best program you have? The longest, most intense, most qualifying program you offer? Yeah, and suppose I really want to go, into a career, and I'm willing to make every sacrifice. I want to change the world. I want to build a smart grid all by myself. What can you offer me in the top of the line, okay? The Cadillac of careers and energy. We'll be right back. Aren't you interested, Derek? I know you are.
Oh, yeah.
You may want to talk to him. Okay. This is ThinkTech here on Energy Wednesday. We're talking to Honolulu Community College Chancellor Erika Lacro and Rose Samajit of the PCAT. Right, got that? And we got Derek Snowden of Kibitz.
Hawaiian Energy.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Aloha, I'm Jay Fidell for ThinkTech. For nearly half a century, the Hawaiian Foreign Trade Zone, number 9, has brought the benefits of the Foreign Trade Zone program to Hawaii businesses and entrepreneurs. DBED, the Hawaii Department of Business, Economic Development and Tourism, operates Hawaii's Foreign Trade Zone program. It does so to encourage international business and economic development. The Foreign Trade Zone mission is to increase the amount of international trading activity in Hawaii, thereby providing employment opportunities for the residents of our island state. For more information, see ftz9.org. I'm Jay Fidell of ThinkTech. Mahalo.
We want to thank our underwriters.
Hawaiian Electric Company and its affiliates Maui Electric on Maui and Hawaii Electric Light Company on Hawaii Island are deeply committed to the communities they serve.
Galen Ho is a senior executive of BAE Systems, a global defense, security, and aerospace company.
The High Tech Development Corporation, the state's leading technology agency, attached to the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism.
Castle in Cook, Hawaii, with a time-honored legacy that spans more than 160 years and revolves around its mission of investing in Hawaii, creating communities, and providing for the needs of our state.
Hawaii Gas, formerly the gas company, a proponent of the Liquefied Natural Gas Initiative, helping Hawaii achieve its transition to clean energy and a better energy future.
Collateral Analytics, a Hawaii-based tech company empowering the real estate industry with greater and faster access to the tools and data they need to make better informed property investment decisions.
I'm Nicole Horry. Thanks so much for joining us on ThinkTech.
I'm Maria Kashem. See you next time.
I'm Donna Blanchard. I'm the host of the Arts in Hawaii on the ThinkTech series. I'm also the managing director of Kumukuhua Theater in beautiful downtown Honolulu at 46 Merchant Street. Right now we have an incredible show running called Will the Real Charlie Chan Please Stand Up? The Charlie Chan was based on a real-life detective right here in Chinatown, and Nancy P. Moss has written a wonderful script that Reiko Ho has done an excellent job of directing. It's running at Kumukuhua until September 22nd. You can find more information at kumukuhua.org. I hope to see you there. Aloha.
Hi, this is Jay Fidell of ThinkTech. We have, 2 or 3 shows every afternoon during the business week that we stream live on Ustream, and we stream audio on Spreaker.com. Check it out. You can see the schedule on ThinkTechHawaii.com. One of the shows you should definitely see is Asia in Review. We do Asia in Review with David Day every Thursday afternoon between 4 and 5 p.m. Check it out on ThinkTechHawaii.com. Aloha. This is Jay Fidell. We're back, we're live, we're at ThinkTech here on Wednesday. We're talking about Hawaii, the state of clean energy, with Honolulu Community College Chancellor Erika Lacro and Rose Samajit of PCAT, and also Derek Sonoda of Hawaiian Energy. So the question left hanging, you thought I forgot, at the break was, what kind of degree can I take? If I want to go as far as I could possibly go and really take advantage, of everything that has been building for careers in energy, what would I be thinking about?
If you were going to focus on our campus, Honolulu Community College, you would probably find yourself in the electrical vehicle maintenance program, and that's going to take you through and has credit components as well, so you can get through a actual 3-year associate's degree and come out and be employed in the industry as these vehicles need more and more training.
Well, as we get more cars, it would be more important. But what's interesting in terms of leading the trajectory is we had a show just a week ago with Mitch Ewan in hydrogen cars. Derek knows him, and Jeff Michelina. He talked about electric cars, and we found
a taxi company too for the hybrids.
We found that the 0.2%, 0.2%. Of the cars in Hawaii are now electric cars. That doesn't include the hybrids, though.
Yeah.
And the hybrids would be an important addition to that. But in terms of figuring out the trajectory, sometimes you could over figure, and then wind up with a lot of people who can work on these cars, but not so many cars to work on. I mean, it's an issue for the dealers too.
Right.
They have to figure out what they're going to do. How many cars to sell, how much staff to have, because the maintenance is really different.
Yep.
It's not the same at all. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was, where this relates to our transformation, because we're in a transformation now. Or, put it this way, better be. And you guys are training the people who will be directly involved in that transformation. It's not only they'll be able to fix the cars, but they'll be able to come up with ways to fix the cars better. They'll be right at the front end of things, and we will become a laboratory in fixing the cars best, become a laboratory, in doing smart grid. So it's not just, knowing the trade, it's having a body of knowledge and experience and best practice. So we collectively, as an industry, as a state, we can do it better than anyone else. That's, I think that's why they gave you the grant.
Well, and there's another round of funding coming, of which we have applied for as well. And in that area, we focused on several things, but one that comes to mind that really will impact energy is the cybersecurity issues that we have, and the training that our state really needs. The neighbor islands are really, looking for some non-credit. We don't have people that are here to, protect our data, and so hopefully, if the Department of Labor likes what we've done so far, that we'll have an opportunity to dive into the cybersecurity issues, among other things.
What role do the unions play in all of this? Sharon Moriwaki, my co-host who isn't here tonight, and I went on a trip with the Director of Labor, and we visited all the union training establishments around Honolulu, and they were training people how to do PV, training people how to, do the new technologies around energy, and they were devoted to that. But I wonder where that fits. Their training establishments aren't the same as what you're doing, but how are they different, if at all?
Well, Honolulu Community College is mandated by state to do all the apprenticeship training. So we're heavily involved with the unions with their training sites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if they're, especially in the trades areas specifically, so if they're not training on our campus and they're training in their own facilities, there's still a very strong link between us. We have an apprenticeship office manned by great folks who came from the union in some aspects, and so that relationship is there. We meet with the heads of the unions on a regular basis.
There's a lot to talk about.
The folks that are out there in the field identifying, okay, what training, what apprenticeship students do we need now, moving forward with the training schedule.
So how important is this to Honolulu Community College and PCAT? Is it a turning point for you? Is it an initiative that is going to change the way you pump out graduates? Is it where does it fit for you in the larger scheme?
I think this specifically is going to help us get on track with the new energy training that's needed. Without this grant, it would be very difficult for us to partner with Johnson Controls and work with them to develop curriculum, right? And deliver courses, help us be able to perpetuate that by delivering these non-credit courses. It wouldn't be able to take us to the next level very easily in terms of buying the electric vehicles to work on. The students got to have those in the garage with them. So we did buy vehicles via the equipment portion of the grant. So it's almost pushed us forward quite a bit that would have been more difficult for us to do on our own.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me that this is an example of the community coming together. You have the school, you have the unions, you have industry at all levels. What you're doing is you're part of the transformation, really. And I think that's the way we all have to see it. But I think it's really important that we develop a workforce around this. If we want to be expert, we're going to have to. Anyway, what's your thought? You had a thought. You always had a thought.
Well, I was, just kind of thinking, if you're an employer, a subject matter expert, looking at all these new technologies, find a way to be involved with the community college, because they could need some insight into where you're seeing so they could prepare this. One of the things that is really always sad is they look at the workforce for expertise, see that it's not on the island and they have to reach somewhere else and bring them here. It would be great if, we shared what our needs are going to be to the community college, to all the university system really, and tell them this is what we foresee coming down. These are the higher level courses that we're going to need. These are some of the lower level courses. So that way they can adjust their bandwidth and design appropriately. Because what I've learned working with them in such a short period of time, it actually takes 4 to 5 years to build all of the backup that you need to do a 4-year degree. It's intense. Yeah.
So that's not for me. Just ask him to join us on the air. So my question, we're just about done here, but my question is, do you guys see this as expanding in the future? Are you going to get more grants? Are you going to be training more people? And are you going to have the exclusive on this, or is somebody else going to come in and compete with you on training kids and students in this career path?
Well, I think there's no doubt that all of us need to look at external funding. That's just clear. And so grants like these are great examples of how you take advantage of utilizing and leveraging those resources to do something new. But that's an ongoing challenge that the leadership of the campuses have to participate in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't lose sight of always looking for those types of opportunities. But the thing about the community colleges, you mentioned, to get a whole program together can take a very long period of time. The nice thing about the community colleges is we can create these short-term training courses relatively quickly if we can find the expertise, get people trained, and as we see that developing, kind of behind the scenes, you start creating that degree path if you think that there's a need for it. So we are able to respond much more quickly, and that's why they focus us on workforce development in many
Got it.
cases. But for our college too, we have a very robust liberal arts program, and we've got articulation agreements with all the four-year institutions. So depending on what you wanted to do, we've got multiple opportunities.
So I could go to one of these programs, take these courses, and decide, gee, I like engineering.
Oh yeah.
And I could go to UH engineering school.
And there's other grants out there where we've got all the community colleges working with the College of Engineering to try to get people interested in these areas and then think, wow, maybe I could do a little bit more. Maybe that seems of interest. Or go and work in the field for a while and then come back and tell us you want to do more.
That's Honolulu Community College Chancellor Erika Lacro. We have Rose Samajit. Thank you very much, Erika and Rose. And thank you, Derek Sonoda. It's been a great discussion. We'll be back tomorrow for more on Asia in Review and let's see, Global Connections. Check it out. ThinkTech Hawaii. Thanks for joining us on Energy Wednesday.